The next one is a tool that we are going to use a lot in our project. Let's go to Create. And in this case, I'm going to select a cylinder. Let's put my cylinder on this position. And at this moment, I'm going to accept their properties. Now, I will go to XForm, and I could do several things with this cylinder that could take me a long time. Let's say that I want to create a copy of this cylinder and to put it to a different exact distance between the next object. Let's say I duplicate with Alt, and then I duplicate it again with Shift and Alt. Let me move it to one side, and Shift and Alt again to move it once more. This is really great. But I have in this moment 4 different cylinders. And if I have to, let's say, change the distance, I will have to move one, then I have to move this one twice, and this one a bit more. And this is a bit annoying. So what could be a new approach? Going to select these 3 and delete them. Edit, delete. And now let me select this one again and the option of pattern. With pattern, immediately you can see different objects that were added to the system automatically. In this case, I can rotate my object, let's say to the position that I wanted. And now let's say that I don't want so many cylinders. I just want 4 cylinders that the same amount that we have in our previous example. So in the count, instead of selecting 10, I am going to select 4 cylinders. Now, as you can see, the distance between the cylinders is too long. How can I play with these values? One option is to move this and saying, instead of spreading the cylinder between 1000 centimeters, let's say I want to spread it with 200 centimeters. Maybe too few. Let's go to 500. And then we're starting to get the right position where we want these cylinders to be. Of course, you can still play with this value until you reach exactly the amount that you want. If you make a calculation based on the radius of your cylinder, you could have exactly what is the distance or the extent that you want to set here. Let's accept this. As soon as you accept it, you have now an object, an static mesh actor, which is a pattern. And now this is something that will move entirely with all the objects at the same time. It is true that you can change the pattern at this moment, but now you have a structure that was really easy to create. Let's add another pattern. Again, let me move first this group of cylinders to one side. And now let's say that I'm going to add a new cylinder, place it here, accept, and now go to XForm pattern. But instead of a line as it was here, and it was in this case, I want to create something that will be a circle. This is another style of pattern that you can play with. And I think that the possibilities that this pattern offers to us, it's amazing. You will see how we're going to extend the use of these patterns in the creation of our scene for this course, for this project. You can define, in this case, the radius of how long or separated from the center you want these objects to be. Let's set a value of 600. Fantastic. Look at that. You can also change, of course, the amount of cylinders that you want here. This applies for any structure that you want. It doesn't have to be a cylinder. It could be any structure, any actor, any static mesh that you're going to add. You can also rotate the objects and say, well, I want to start with a specific angle of, let's say, 180. And I want to finish in the angle 360. Or let's say that you want to start with the angle 0 and finish with the angle of 270. And then you have this structure. As you can see, playing with these values is something that is really amazing. And I invite you to try and play with them until you find the possibilities, all the possibilities that this pattern will present to you. Let me accept this one. Now I'm going to move these patterns to one side. Let's put it, I don't know, someplace like here. In fact, I'm going to move it a bit far away. Excellent.